How could you do this to me? Wine said after Jungkook calmly entered the room as if nothing happened. He didn't speak anything, didn't give her any explanations, just barged into the room and started doing his chores. Jungkook, do what, Wine? Marry you? It was just business. Wine scoffed, unable to believe him. Business. You call ruining my life business? Jungkook, you're being dramatic, Wine. It's just a marriage, he said while taking off his watch. Wine, just a marriage? You've taken away my freedom. Jungkook, freedom is overrated, Wine. Jungkook stopped in front of Wine and leaned down to look into her eyes directly. I can give you something better. Wine, what could you possibly give me that's better than freedom? Jungkook, protection, security, a life of luxury. Wine looked into his eyes, and all of his words felt like a lie, as if he was enjoying this. Or maybe he was lying about it, because he wants to give her something else in exchange of this marriage. Wine, I don't want your protection or security. This luxury means nothing to me, she said, looking back in his eyes. Jungkook, in turn, smiled and stood straight. We will see about that, Wine. You will learn to appreciate me. Or maybe, he scoffed. No, that's too far, he said and went inside the bathroom. I'll never appreciate you, Jungkook, she said loudly through the bathroom door. Jungkook, enemies can become friends, Vine. Even lovers. His voice came back echoing from the bathroom. Fine. Lovers my foot. She scoffed in an attempt to suppress her anger, but it was getting too high on her. She wanted to break everything that was in front of her, but nothing was hers in this house, which made her want to break everything more than ever. Until she saw some bottles of champagne and wine on the shelf at her right side. She immediately got up, handled her long wedding dress, and took the bottle of champagne, starting to drink it without even pouring it in the glass. She swallowed one bottle. Her throat and chest were burning, but her anger for Jungkook burned more than that. So she took another bottle and started gulping it down. And before Jungkook came outside, she was already lying on the couch with three bottles emptied in front of her. Jungkook came out, surprised, as she was silent for the last few minutes. But as he got out and saw her lying in the most miserable and funny way, he knew why she was silent. He laughed once after seeing her like that and shook his head, making his way towards the bed to sleep. But as he looked at her, he couldn't resist the feeling of making her lie down comfortably on the bed. He went to her on his toes to not make any noise that could wake her up, and picked her in his arms as gently and silently as he could. But she still woke up. Not really. She just put her arms around his neck and smiled widely up at him without opening her eyes. Wine. I love you. His eyes widened as he stayed at his place, frozen, staring at her. Well, I said we could be lovers, but I didn't know it would be that fast. Fine. I love you, Dad. You always pick me up like that. She gave him a flying kiss, and he was a bit disappointed after hearing that. He quickly put her down on the bed and annoyingly said, I'm not your father. Stop spitting nonsense and go to sleep. He rolled his eyes as he was about to go, but she held his hand and said, Don't leave me, Dad. Don't leave me alone with Jungkook. I'm scared of him. Jungkook looked at her and kept looking for some seconds, as her face looked like she was really scared. Jungkook held her hand back and kneeled on the ground beside her. Jungkook, why are you scared of him? He's even so handsome. Vine made a pout and gave an evil smile. You're not wrong about that. Looking at her, giggling so cutely, Jungkook's heart fluttered. His heart started beating loudly, and he was suddenly feeling so hot that was getting out of control. Then why are you scared of him? He asked seriously. Vine, I'm just scared to be alone there. You're with me here to take care of me, to not make me feel lonely. In his house, there will be no one. I'm scared to be alone, Dad, she said as she tightened the grip of her hand. Jungkook's expression softened, and he felt a pang in his chest. He didn't expect Vine to say something that would touch his heart. He looked at her hand, holding his, and for a moment he forgot that she was only his contract wife. He just wanted to be with her tonight. You're right, Vine, he said, his voice gentle. I'll stay with you tonight. I won't let you be alone and scared, he whispered, and Vine's grip relaxed. A small smile appeared at her lips. Thank you, Dad, she whispered, her eyes still closed. He laid down beside her, her hand still in his, and he slept while looking at her. Vine slowly opened her eyes as the warm glow of the sun hit her face, making her groggily wake up and see Jungkook right in front of her face. Seeing him so close made her scream without realizing, and she sat on the bed immediately, covering herself, although she was wearing her clothes, and taking her hand out of his. Jungkook woke up because of the loud scream right in his ear, and he smiled as he looked at her. Fine. What what happened last night? Jungkook smirked as he rubbed his eyes. You don't remember? That's cute. Vine panicked at his reply. What could be so cute about this? Fine. What did we do, Jungkook? Tell me we didn't. We did, Vine. We most definitely did. He laughed and acted as if he was being shy. Vine was horrified. She said to him last night that she hates him to the core, and did this on the same night? Vine. No, no, this can't be happening. Jungkook smiled as he came closer to her, whispering in her ear. It happened, Vine, and it was amazing. Vine felt shivers in her spine because of the shock and his deep early morning voice. She stayed quiet for a few seconds, and then whispered, "You took advantage of me, Jungkook." Jungkook shrugged off. "I didn't do anything by force. You were willing, very willing," he roared. "Fine. I was drunk, Jungkook. I didn't know what I was doing." "But your body knew, Vine." Jungkook leaned in, his face inches away from hers, "and it wanted me." He licked his lips. Vine looked at him up close for a few seconds and then pushed him from his chest. She kept shaking her head because she can't believe this. And the most annoying thing is that she doesn't even remember what happened. She just knows that she drank a lot. He picked her up and she was enjoying it. The rest is blank. Fine. Why can't I remember anything? She asked herself in a low tone. Jungkook got up from the bed, going towards the bathroom. "You look so cute, Vine, when you're confused." He chuckled and disappeared off to the bathroom, leaving her alone with her racing thoughts. "I didn't possibly say anything concerning, right?" she asked herself as she stood in the kitchen. "You said very dirty things yesterday," Jungkook whispered in her ear, making her scream once again because of his sudden presence. "Vine, what are you doing here?" Jungkook, "Looking at my beautiful wife, with whom I planned a baby yesterday." Vine's eyes widened. "Baby? What?" Jungkook, "Hmm. You said that you're scared to be alone, so you want a big family with a lot of children." He smirked. Vine was quiet because she knew she was scared to be alone and always wanted to be surrounded by a big family who loves her. But did she really say it to him? She wanted to die. She turned back and took a cup, pouring hot water in it, and gulped it in one go. He was still staring at her every move, which was making her uncomfortable. "Vine, what is your problem?" Jungkook, "Me? Nothing." He kept staring. She sighed and went away, followed by Jungkook. "Vine, are you going to follow me to the bathroom as well?" Jungkook, doesn't sound like a bad idea. "And why are you scared? I already saw everything." "I hate you, Jungkook." She screamed as loud as she could while going to the bathroom. Jungkook, at his place. "You will love me, Vine. I will make you fall for me, no matter what." He chuckled.